Hello, this is James Arthur Ray, the author of the New York Times bestseller, Harmonic Wealth, as well as my latest book, The Life Unleashed Blueprint: How to Live Life on Your Own Terms, Harness Your Unique Genius, and Have Maximum Impact on the World. I'd like to start a new series here today, and I think I'm going to give you probably 5 fundamental principles. Principles to something that I know you're going to be interested in. How to be completely happy, energized, and fulfilled. Am I right? How do you really achieve happiness? Now, in some of my other sessions, I've talked about the research of Mihai Csikszentmihalyi at great length in my blogs. I hope you're reading them. And he is a psychologist who has done exhaustive research in this idea of what it is that brings happiness. And what he's found conclusively with thousands of people, multiple thousands of people from over 150 countries around the world, is that it's not what you think it is. You've been conditioned in a lie. By the way, so have I. And yet, hopefully, we do have the ability, hopefully we have the tenacity and the willpower to break out of it, to see things more clearly. What's the lie? The lie is that if we have more leisure in our life, we're going to be more happy and fulfilled, right? You've heard this one. How many times do you, like me, know someone, or maybe you are that someone, who is constantly working harder and harder to attempt to have more leisure, right? Looking forward to the weekend, looking forward to that vacation, looking forward to where you can someday arrive at this perfect nirvana where you have enough money that you can kick back and drink margaritas all day. Well, how's that one working for you? You better hope it's not working for you, because, again, multiple research from numerous psychologists, behavioral scientists, most specifically Mihai Csikszentmihalyi and his research, prove that leisure is where we are least happy and fulfilled. Now, I'm not going to get into that in great depth and detail here today. I know that's counterintuitive to you and the programming you've been immersed into. And yet, see, you were born into greatness, but you've been conditioned into mediocrity. You don't want more leisure. What you want is a fulfilling life. And so, again, in this series, I'm going to cover 5 fundamental principles, 5 keys that guarantee you have a truly meaningful and fulfilled life. This is based upon psychological research, the research of neurosciences as well. This is not just my ideas. Even though I totally agree with them, and I have lived them and experienced them, and I have found them to be true in the clients that I coach, mentor, and work with. So, fundamental factor number 1. You've heard about this one before. It's called clear goals. You are a goal-seeking device. You know, it's interesting because when I do coaching, I remember several years ago, someone said to me, one of my clients, I had just started working with him, and he said, I've never set a goal in my entire life. Well, that's just a utterance of an ignorance, because you cannot get out of bed without setting a goal to get out of bed. In fact, you can't wake up without setting a goal to set your alarm to wake up the next morning. All of life, as simple as to profound, is the process of setting and achieving goals. Now, here's the critical importance about goals. You must set clear goals. And let's take a moment and differentiate between a goal and a vision. Because sometimes we tend to overestimate what we can do in a year and underestimate what we can do in a decade. Are you with me? I'm going to repeat that because it's fundamentally critical for you to understand. It's a game changer when you get it. We tend to overestimate what we can do in a year and underestimate what we can do in a decade. You know, the research of Anders Ericsson proves that in about 10 years, with deliberate practice, 10,000 hours invested, you can become a master in your craft. Not just any craft, but your craft. And that's fundamental as well. Because you see, one of the things that Csikszentmihalyi's work proves is that you have to go after goals that you have the ability to accomplish. Now, if you follow my work for any amount of time, you know I have coined the term innate ability development. This is understanding your genius, what I call beginning at the beginning. And traditional schooling does not teach us that. Traditional personal development does not teach us that. That's why I'm going to encourage you to move beyond personal development to personal performance. You say, well, that's just semantics, James. No. It's way much more than that. How many times have you, like me, known someone who is a seminar junkie, a book junkie, a learning junkie, a career student, and yet they never, ever do anything with what they learn? I was talking to one of my friends recently, and he said, I was sitting in this seminar, and the guy on the stage was giving this incredible information to people, and I looked around the room, and I realized most people in this room aren't going to do anything with it. It's unfortunate, but it's true. I remember being on a radio interview a few years back, and the host said to me, James, how many people do you think literally use what you teach them? I said, not very many. It's unfortunate, but I have no control over that. What will you do? Clear goal versus a vision. A vision is a big picture of a long-term achievement, right? A vision is a compelling pull, what I call your future pull. A goal must be a clear goal. It must be an incremental step in the accomplishment of a vision. If you hold a vision consistently, you're never going to be fulfilled. You're never going to be happy. That's what we're talking about here, right? You're never going to feel accomplished because it's always way out there. And given our own psychology, we tend to overestimate what we can do in a year. Oh, I'm going to do this in a year. No, you're probably not. You can maybe do this. You can come from here to here, but you're probably not going to go to here. There are some exceptions, but that's the rule. Because incremental gains change the world. Incremental gains bring exponential results over time. Let's look at the example of compounding interest. You know this one? When you make an investment in a stock or a bond or into your portfolio, initially it grows very, very slow, incremental gains. But at some point in time, if you keep it there consistently, you will start to earn interest on interest. That's where it gets really exciting. You follow me? And so the first step in you being completely happy, energized, and fulfilled is to set a crystal clear goal. Not just any goal, not a vision. Sure, you can set a vision. And in fact, I encourage you to do that. A big overarching picture of where you're going in the long term. And then you reverse engineer back to today. And you say, if this is where I'm going to go in 10 years, and you go, well, James, 10 years is a long time. Well, let me ask you this question. What else are you going to do with the next 10 years? Right? You might as well go after something big. Well, it's going to take me a long time to get there, James. That's right. It's going to take you a long time to get nowhere, too. So set a big vision, a compelling pull, a future pull, and then reverse engineer it incrementally all the way back to now. And then you set those goals, and all along the way, a crystal clear goal. All along the way, you tell yourself, I'm going to celebrate because I'm that much closer. Oh, I did it. I'm that much closer. Oh, I did it. I'm that much closer. Man, I'm really rocking and rolling. Please remember this and put this in your notes. Incremental gains change the world. Incremental gains bring exponential results over time. I hope I've given you some things to think about. I know you've heard about goals before, but hopefully this is a new way to look at them and some things for you to think about for the remainder of the week. And we'll continue this series with factor number 2. Until we speak again, as always, stay awake, love life, and be epic.